On this edition of the Koffers, let's get psychedelic. So I'm continuing my road down my summer purchases, and up next is the Matango figure from X Plus, most notably their Toho Maniacs line. So what is Toho Maniacs? Well, it is a small 8-inch line produced by X Plus for what felt like at first the more human-sized characters, but they have moved into other things like mechs and including the Godzilla Tower from Godzilla vs. Gigan. But we're going to look at the Matango. If you've never seen the movie, it is one of Ishiro Honda's best efforts. And in this day and age where everyone's watching The Last of Us, this pretty much is kind of a precursor to that. So let's dive into how this bad boy looks. So for those newer fans who have no idea what Matango is, it was a film directed by Ishiro Honda with effects produced by E.J. Tsuburaya, so pretty much the Godzilla team. It was actually adapted from a short story called Voices in the Night by an English author in the early 1900s that did get one adaptation before this movie ever came to be as a episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents. So if you want to go deep diving, yes, it's out there on the internet and it's in really bad quality. However, Matango has been preserved for everyone to enjoy today. The mushroom phase is kind of high right now because everyone is enjoying The Last of Us, but Matango is kind of the precursor to all that. It's pretty much about a group of people shipwrecked on an island where these freaky mushrooms grow. And if you eat it, you turn into a mushroom person. It's got a very psychedelic quality, and if anything, it feels like a Guillermo del Toro movie before Guillermo del Toro was even born, or like right around he was born. So, X Plus decided to launch their Toho Maniacs line with this guy. Now, there have been other Matango figures produced in the past. It is a very cultish film, especially in this inner circle. There are people who truly love it. I do enjoy it a lot. Even though it is technically not kaiju, it is part of the ever greater universe. I think at this point, anything essentially that Tsuburaya and Honda touched at Toho is considered lumped in to the greater Godzilla universe. So we have yet to see these guys, though, show up in a Godzilla movie. But that said, it's deep cuts, and I love me some deep cuts. So X Plus, they're known for their big, detailed models that essentially you don't have to build. There are a lot of people that love them. I have a few. I know a bunch of you probably have some. So Movie Maniacs line, see, McFarlane already beat him to it. The Toho Maniacs line kind of makes sense because there's a lot of stuff that doesn't even go in that scale. So no big monsters. So Matango, the Exians, and the Mysterians, the first three in this wave, these are kind of human-sized characters. Now, the wave has moved on to other things, so I don't know what its identity is at the moment, but there is the Godzilla Tower that's coming out, and they are doing an Atragon as well. But that said, this is pretty badass. So first things first, you do get a tag with it, much like a old Bandai figure. As you can see, it's got the lineups right there. There is the suit, or the figure. It's actually the figure. And the figure stands roughly 6.5, 7 inches tall, but the detailing is insane. So this is pretty much a replica of the main Matango suit. So you can see like the little hairs. So this is the main Mushroom Man. And, well, I mean, it is a solid final figure. It does have some limited posability. As you can see, the arms do move, the legs do not. So you can kind of get it in its arg attack moment. But these guys are kind of pricey for what they are. I mean, this was retail, I think 85. I spent about 95. I really didn't pay too much above retail on it, so I got lucky. But that said, I kind of love that these kinds of deep cuts characters are getting their moment to shine. And not only that, but I'm hoping new fans coming in. I know everyone's discovered, if you've come in through the MonsterVerse movies, you've probably discovered the old movies, but there are a lot of hidden gems in the old Toho library, and Attack the Mushroom People, Matango, is definitely one of them. So overall, a solid figure, a very solid figure. It goes along with my other X Pluses, but it actually stands well with my Bandai collection because it isn't about the same, size and height. And that's about it. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Koffers. Remember, if you like what you see, we do have a show. It is called the Kaiju Kingdom Podcast. We are available for download at thekaijukingdompodcast.com. And if you don't like downloading, if that's not your thing, we are also available on all of your favorite podcast streamers, along with our sister shows, The Rundown and Common Kaisers, all under the same feed, all under the Kaiju Kingdom Podcast. Remember, we're also on X at the Kaiju Kingdom Podcast. Actually, no, I take that back. X at the Kaiju Kingdom. Instagram at the Kaiju Kingdom, and Facebook.com/the Kaiju Kingdom Podcast. And remember, if you like what you see, feel free to give us a like, maybe a follow. If you're feeling up to it, no pressure. And yeah, that will do it for this edition of the Koffers. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.